Welcome back, everybody, to The Arrow. My name's Chandler.
My name's Tony.
My name is Lawrence.
My name is Marc.
And, we got a full table here today, guys.
Oh, no.
This
It should be fun.
Do you think we should, post this whole thing on YouTube?
It's
We
gonna
should-
go on YouTube.
Wait, how are we filming this?
What do you mean,
Right.
how are we filming?
How is this being recorded?
Yeah, what the how?
I'm usually the guy behind the computer.
Where is he?
Oh, my gosh. Wait. Shadow clones.
Wrong show. Wrong show.
dude.
Dude. I
This
think...
is the podcast about Avatar things, not Naruto things.
Well, except for this week, because we're not... Well, I mean, we might talk about Avatar things, but we're also just kind of, talking this week.
right, I know.
Yeah. So we convinced Marc and Lawrence to come on to the show with us this week just to kind of talk.
I don't
And
know about convinced.
You put our arms behind our back.
whoa.
I mean,
whoa.
we hear you guys all the time in the background anyway, so might as
Yeah.
well give you guys a mic, right?
Yeah.
No.
this is not necessarily a regular thing, but it might happen every very so often.
Oh, we're not on.
Well, we didn't make the regular cast.
Oh, that's messed up.
Oh, man.
I mean, you guys want to be on the regular show?
Well,
You guys can take my spot. I'm kind of lazy.
whoa.
I want to see you two review an episode without us.
Oh, that would be
That'd be weird.
terrible.
Wait, why?
I don't know. It would.
I don't watch Avatar that way.
That
Like
way.
analytically.
All right,
No. See, neither did we, and then it just happened.
Yeah, it just kind of
It
started.
just kind of happens that way. But before we get started with today's conversation, parentheses S unparentheses, just remember to go follow us at The ArrowPod on Twitter and Instagram. Marc, you're helping us out with the Instagram.
Yes, please follow us.
I've noticed that all of us have been, well, I say all of us, I don't know necessarily Lawrence, but me and Tony have also been on the Instagram a little bit more lately.
No, that's good.
I've been
Well,
going
it
up
should
and
be
down.
You guys, though.
You
guys are the podcast.
Yeah, it is. It's just I personally just don't like Instagram as a platform.
You're
just
warming
in
up
general.
to it, though, right? You're on it.
I'm enough to
Gotcha.
know I like going through and liking pictures.
Well, that's all I do.
Well, you post. I don't know what a good post is. Did you ever make a copy and paste of the tags?
No.
You still do it all the manually?
Oh, yeah.
Dude,
oh, man.
No. My keyboard has a. Kind of remembers.
Oh, okay. Because you put so many tags in there.
Is that really too much?
No,
No,
that's not a lot.
absolutely
That's
not.
not a lot
That's
of
that's
tags.
a good amount of
That's
tags.
a very low
30.
amount.
Well, I'm just imagining myself typing out all those tags. I would just
each
I would
time?
I would
Yeah.
just feel like I'm just not gonna post.
Never mind.
Yeah.
That's like when you type out a Facebook argument. Someone's you're having an argument with someone and you type the response and you go, "Nah, I'm good." You delete the whole thing.
I've never done that.
Oh no, dude, nah. If I'm typing out the argument, I'm going all in.
yeah.
No, I've definitely I usually don't engage on Facebook arguments, but the couple times that I've almost engaged, I've typed out a whole thing and then I've gone nah, I'm good, and I've just deleted the whole thing.
By the time it takes you to write it all out, you're just it's not even worth it.
Yeah.
The problem is when you type out an argument and then you realize there's a second half to the argument, and then you're typing it out, but the other person responds before you finish typing out the other one because they're both really long.
Wait, but you still submit it though, right?
Yes,
understand.
but then it's okay, now I have to type this out and then make another post responding to your other argument to my first half of my argument, and then
No, see,
now we're having two different conversations in the
I
same
keep
thread.
everything concise and I just say it all in one. Or I'll start a Word doc and type an essay in there.
Oh, you were that kind of.
You're that dude.
writer. Okay, cool.
I type it right into the comment section.
No, I go to
I'm
the
a first
Word-
draft, last draft, dude.
I go to the Word doc and I type it out and then I organize it and then I copy paste it and then I'm done. I don't respond after that.
Dude, Lawrence,
I say my thing and then I'm out.
MLA format and all that.
I got some references.
Footnotes.
I don't
my
argue
goodness.
online ever.
No?
No, I don't think it's worth my time.
That's good.
Yeah,
It's not. It's not worth your time at all.
It almost is never.
yeah.
Well, I haven't been in an online argument.
It's almost is never.
There's sometimes where it's worth your
It's a wiggle
time.
room.
Just double took that. That's not something you say. That's not true.
What do you mean?
You can't almost never.
I almost never go to the gym.
So you all. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, that's right. I typed
Very
it in and deleted it.
Very.
Wait, you just said first draft last draft. You're leaving that in. You're leaving that in.
Dude, I straight up am like that first draft, last draft person. I was telling a professor of mine yesterday, I was speaking to a professor of mine because I just graduated, and I was like telling her, I didn't check any of my grades for any of the classes that I took until like last week. Like for the last 2 years, I've just been getting grades in classes. I've literally never once looked at all.
I check everything like religiously.
We're split down the middle.
Yeah.
We're like levels of like grade checking.
I don't know.
I feel like it is that the
Yeah.
exact gradient of
Yeah, because you don't check it at all. For me, I'm like, I've had a 4.0 like religiously. Like I've
I don't
like kept
remember
it there.
checking my grade.
Our GPA's levels must be in this order. Honestly.
My college GPA was like much lower than my grad school GPA. But grad school, it's easier. Like,
Yeah.
I 100% think it's easier.
I think it's a lot easier.
It's not cheaper though.
No. Wait,
It's about the same
it's
price.
It's almost the same actually.
I went to
It's
Long
about
Beach and
the same.
SDSU, same price. So what are the actual topics of conversation? I got some cards here that if we can pull from if we need to, but I think that there's some things that we need to like pull straight first.
Well, I just wanted to.
First, jeez.
I just wanted to talk about like how did you guys get into all this stuff? So I mean, we kind of talked about you working as like the audio, and then Mark kind of doing video stuff and the Instagram stuff. Like, how did you guys get into this?
Me first?
Yeah.
I was 19 in college, and I picked up working for the school, the music department at school. I started working as the audio engineer there, like a student engineer, and I was like learning all this, how to do it in real time for a job, like minimum wage student job, and
DRH, right?
yeah, in the recital hall at school. And one day, student recitals happen in music school, and there's like some 90 to 100 recitals a semester, I think, something like that.
Yeah.
And maybe more.
Sounds
I think
about right.
there was one semester there was like 140 recitals in a semester. Like,
Whoa.
it's insane. Like, and so one day, like, my boss is like, hey, this student recital is happening, and they asked me to record, but I'm already salaried. I don't need more money. Like, I also don't want to be here during the recital. If you want to do it, you can use all the school's gear. And, like, I had no recording gear. I only know that I had to, when I showed up to work, I would set up the microphone and press R. And I would move the little gain knob to a certain level and just set it and walk away. Like, I didn't know what any of that meant. I was like, well, yeah, I could use some extra money. Like, I'm 19 and I want money. So, like, I said yeah, and I borrowed all the school's gear and started. I was like, well, I could just make, a couple extra bucks on the side and charge whatever I want. And then, then I had to, like, the only thing was I had to learn how to start editing. That was when I was like, oh, I should probably learn how to actually figure this out. And then I bought like 2 microphones like of my own that were like definitely really bad microphones.
It's a starting point. It's a starting point.
I think I bought them on Black Friday, like when I was 19, and they were, I think, were $20 each. And they were.
That's pretty good.
the only microphone I own, I never bought.
Right, you got it for free, right?
Yeah, Jake gave it to me one year, and I've like never.
Hey, you still working?
Right,
Yeah.
but that's actually like that's like $100, right? $150 new.
The Yeti?
Yeah,
The
it's at
Yeti.
least.
It's
Yeah,
99
it's
at
like a
Target,
nice-
129 at Target right now. It's at Target. Do you know that?
It's like a nice, like consumer level USB mic. That one. So then I bought that, and I just started doing that for people who had like grad school audition tapes, recitals, like just I was making an extra couple, or not couple, just an extra $100 per recital or something like that.
Yeah.
And then friend of mine who's like, I want to record my whole band. I was like, well, I only have 2 microphones, but I can borrow some stuff from the school. And we started recording his salsa band, which I just did not know what I was doing. But like it was like 5 horns, team ball player, percussionists, like singers. Like I didn't really know how to use my like software yet. So like usually when you need to do multiple takes of something, you can just record straight over it and you can find it later, and it looks really clean. It's very neat. I didn't know that. So I was making a new track every single time we had to re-record something.
That's what I do.
Yeah,
That's only the 2 tracks, but you were doing what, like full band?
I would end up with something like 120 tracks.
Whoa.
Wow.
And then I would have to
That's
go
a lot to
through
manage.
and then like filter like, oh, they want this take, and then I have to filter through like 20 tracks of just one instrument to find the one take. Like
Yeah.
it was not efficient. Like I just didn't know what I was doing. So then that kind of started it all, and then over the years I've just, I started recording some of my own music with it, and then upgrading the gear along the way, and now I kind of have like a small mobile studio that I can pretty much take anywhere. That's like it's like a near professional to professional quality.
Yeah.
And that's how I got into it. And like but this is like purely a side thing for me now. Like I don't actually do this like for money anymore. I just play saxophone for money now. But I do the engineering stuff and the recording stuff more for fun, like either my own music or his music. 'Cause like we have a way to capture it at a high quality.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, because like I'm not gonna lie, I don't like doing recording stuff for work anymore.
Oh yeah.
It's like very tedious and boring.
Well, yeah, it's like set up, sit there, tear down, go.
Yeah, but for something I like, or something for a project that I believe in, I don't mind. But
Right.
like out of college, I would take these recording gigs, and no matter what the dollar amount was, like it could be like I remember doing a recording gig for a full band for $1,000. And I remember still hating it. I was like,
that's so good money.
That's good money. Yeah, I'm like, I'll do it.
I'll be there.
Yeah.
Let's go.
well, no, because the thing is, like, you show up there and you're loading up a bunch of gear. It's a bunch of like physical labor because it's microphones, it's mic stands, it's cables, power strips, and then you have to position everything. And like that alone, I was doing it all by myself too.
Yeah.
So
Right.
that alone would take me about 2.5 hours of setup time, and then I have to like mix everything, get the levels for everything, and then we're there for the recording part, and then I have to tear all of it down and load it back in my car. So that's already like 6 to 8 hours of physical labor, which is not bad. But
Also, loading into your old car was like a nightmare.
yes, my old car sucked.
The race
Yeah.
car.
The
I had a race
Celica, the Toyota Celica.
But then what I would do is then I have to go home, and then I'd have to sit in my room for hours and mix it and make it sound good. That's where my patience was truly tested. Like I can load in somewhere and set up and record things and then load out. If I don't have to mix it, I can only stand mixing something I believe in and like. Like my patience just runs out.
Well, I think that's the nice thing about like recording the podcast, right? Is that you literally like come here, you get the levels, and then everything basically works itself out.
Just
You just go, you just push play, right? Well, no, you push R.
Well, what I've been doing, what I've been doing is like every time there's a mistake, I mark it actually in the podcast.
Okay.
Like if there's like people listening, there's been planes the last couple episodes, and so what I'll do is if I hear a plane, I'll mark it, and then later I can just take the plane noise out, and then that way you don't ever actually hear the plane fly overhead.
As we sit here quietly, just waiting for it to finally
We
pass
literally
over.
we've gotten so good at that, like stopping
Just
mid sentence for a plane.
Yeah.
And then Sokka.
So yeah, that's how I got into this. Like,
Yeah.
and I kind of do it more on the side now than like as a main thing.
What about you, Mark?
Yeah, so like my backstory is a lot less.
Sorry.
Well, it's just a lot less eventful. Like I started playing music like on YouTube. Like I just liked watching. This is like 2007, like watching people making
back in
webcam
the day.
videos. So that's where I like got the bug. Like I always wanted to be like a YouTube.
That's when you were like that, Mark, right?
Right. Like,
Emo Mark.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I would like back when MySpace was the thing. Like
Yeah.
I would film like me like videos of me playing guitar like with my webcam. Like,
Oh yeah, like the webcam videos from like
oh yeah,
ancient YouTube.
yeah. So I had the bug back then, and then I started playing music. So like the video thing was always like the fun thing. Yeah, and I didn't have like a lot of friends like in college that like were like down to do that until Leather Tramp.
Right.
Sort of. Kind of. Anyway, that's another podcast.
I was down, dude. I was always down.
No, I know, yeah. But yeah, we started to do like, or like I started to be more involved in the like creative process of like video making or like putting together that. So yeah, like a combination of like being in a group that was doing like creative stuff like that, and then like Instagram when like I remember when my phone finally let me make an Instagram video. Like I remember
Instagram had to catch up to Android.
No, yeah,
Oh yeah, we got it late. We got it late.
I didn't know that.
I think that it's still. I think Snapchat is still catching up to.
Well, I don't Snapchat.
I don't have Snapchat. Yeah.
But yeah, I remember like giving it to my sister, and well, because you couldn't like set it and record it.
Oh, yeah.
You
Right,
had to
right.
hold it. So yeah, I had to give it to my sister. I'm like, hey, can you like?
Oh
play
yeah,
something?
yeah.
And then yeah, finally we like caught up and we can like make videos. But like I do that for fun still, just like making.
Were you
videos
making
Instagram.
15-second clips when it was still a 15-second
Yeah,
clip?
yeah. Yeah, always trying to like make the loop, like or like Vine when Vine was
Vine, dude.
Oh,
The
yeah.
loop. I tried that like one time, and it was like the worst experience ever. Just trying to get like a clip that was 6 seconds long that just like looped.
Oh, you weren't into it?
No.
Okay, that's the difference. Yeah,
No. Never.
I was so into that. Like,
Wait, so would you like TikTok now then?
no.
Okay, dude,
Let's not
TikTok.
talk about TikTok.
Wait, let's talk about TikTok.
No.
Wait, does anyone at this table actually know about TikTok?
I know
Yes.
vaguely about
Yeah.
TikTok.
Yes,
I feel like same thing. I know
Like,
vaguely.
I
Like I
know
hear
people-
comments about
people-
it.
I've heard it's like Vine, but people are dancing to music.
It's wrong. Let's just do away with TikTok.
What's your impression of TikTok, Tony?
Same thing. It's just like very like tween teens, like
Right?
just like
Yeah.
Right?
like doing these like little
to be
videos,
fair,
but getting super popular
We
on
were
it.
doing that in our early 20s. Like
Well, what was our equivalent of
that was
TikTok?
Vine.
It was Vine.
But Vine
most
is
part.
like
It's
Okay, I'm gonna go out here. I never liked Vine either.
I was never on Vine. I watched
right.
Vine.
Me, Daniel, and Gary made like 5 Vine videos.
that's more
and
than I've made.
and it was like not funny at all. And like they were like meant to be funny, and they were funnier. Like the process of filming them was funnier than the actual product itself.
Sure. Oh, okay. Well, like, what's the difference between Vine and like Instagram? Like,
Well, like I said, I also don't like Instagram.
okay. Well, all right. Yeah, that's fair then.
The thing about it for me was like when Vine came out. Like Vine came out around the same time, like a little bit later than Snapchat, but like Snapchat came out and I was like never into it either. And for me, it was about, because I mean, you all know me, I'm like a guy who likes to have conversations with people. And the thing about all of these platforms are like, these are conversations that are like intended to be forgotten. And there's nothing meaningful about it.
That's why I never jumped on Snapchat. I didn't understand why that was a thing.
I-
But that's
I-
because I come from that place. Like, why, I don't want.
I jumped on it 'cause-
Oh yeah,
Yes.
the first time someone introduced me to Snapchat, and they were like, "Oh yeah, you can take a picture or a clip and send it to someone, and it'll disappear after they open it, or disappear in 24 hours if you post it on your story." I was like, "Why? I'll just send it to you." Like,
Right, exactly,
Like,
exactly.
I was
And
like-
that was before they even had videos on Snapchat.
right, that was just pictures. I was like, "I'll just text you the picture." Like, and they're like, "No, that's not the point." I was like, "What?" Like,
Yeah, no, I downloaded it because it was like my first day, like my first couple of days on, like at like the housing at not SDSU, Long Beach, and there's this girl that I liked a lot, and she was telling me how funny it was, so I downloaded it, and then I was like,
Hey,
yeah,
hey, I'm not gonna
what's your
lie.
Snapchat girl?
That's the same reason I got Snapchat.
but like I hated it, like I hated it, and I was like, and then I just like didn't use it, and then she was like, dude, I sent you like a bunch of Snapchats. I was like, didn't see them.
Can you send it to me now? Like, send it to my number instead, please. Like,
I'm glad that like my my attraction to this person didn't like demoralize my own values.
most of my social media stuff was all because other people made it for me. So like even MySpace, Facebook, Instagram,
Never had
and my
MySpace.
Snapchat were because other people downloaded it. Literally got my phone and downloaded it for me, and they're like, "Here, you have it now."
oh,
I'm
that's
just
weird
like,
to me.
Right.
Okay,
I've done that a
cool.
couple times.
I've never had someone download social media for me.
I've told someone
Nor
to
have
make one.
nor have I ever said, "Let me put that on your phone." Like, there's no part of me that goes like, "Yeah, you have to have one of these."
Yeah, it's just I've never had interest in it, and then it wasn't until it was there. I'm just like, okay, I'll get into it now because it's just there.
I definitely downloaded Tinder on a couple of people's phones before. Like I'm not gonna
straight
lie,
up?
straight up, 100%. I'm like,
Yo, you need
you
some
need to do
help,
this. Not necessarily in that way. It's just like there's like this other way of
Hey,
meeting
bro, we
people,
hanging out
right?
a little too much, dude.
But this was before me and Sharice met on Tinder too.
Okay.
So and
Well, y'all met on Tinder?
yeah,
that was funny.
dude, you were there
Y'all okay? So you just like Sharice fell from the sky.
literally.
Like
Right, Sharice appeared.
from my recollection,
In my
you just went,
memory-
"Hey, I'm seeing this girl," and then
It was a pre-date.
He went on a pre-date. I remember that.
oh, so you were there?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
let's
dude.
I
Wait, was
was
this-
there before you went.
was this,
Tony lived around the corner from me at that time.
This was I think you were hanging out at my old place, and is Sharice the girl you said, is it weird if I go on a first date with a girl to Disneyland?
Yes.
And I
That's
went,
her.
That was
that was
true.
her.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were telling me about her, and I was like, that's a little weird. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, so this is my rationale. So first off, it ended up being a great idea because she's super into Disney. Like we all know she's super into Disney. But the thing was, okay, so we went on our first date to Disneyland because I had just started working there. So I was like,
Right, yeah,
I
I
get
remember.
in, I get in
right.
for free. She has a pass. She gets in for free. And if we don't like each other, we can just go do whatever we want to.
I do remember
yeah,
this.
you remember
I
that
do remember
that
this.
rationale?
Right. I remember you gave me the rationale, and I went, you're right. That's still weird to me. But I mean, it worked out. It worked out. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not knocking it.
I just found it so funny that like I came over once and you're like, I'm going on a pre-date. And I was like, what is a pre-date?
Also,
What
yeah,
are you
what's
talking
what is a
about?
pre-date?
That is, yeah.
I don't know what a
need some
predate is.
explanation on
It was like I wanted to decide if I wanted to go on a date with her, so I'm gonna hang out with her.
But isn't that
What-
a date?
That's a date. That's a date.
It was a pre-date.
Like I would say a first date
That's a first date.
is a meetup to see if you want to continue to hang out.
No, I didn't want to call it a date. I didn't want to make it weird.
I think it's weirder to call it a pre-date.
I mean, it obviously worked, but
Right,
we
but
think
still.
it's
Okay,
the
dude.
process
To
is
this
a little
to this
weird for
day,
me.
to this day, there were things that me and Sharice did that I consider dates that she doesn't consider. She was like, she was like, you asked me to be your girlfriend on our first date, and I was like, no, that was like our fourth or fifth date, and she was like, it was never established that those other things were dates, so they weren't dates, and I'm like, they were clearly dates.
Okay. Did you ever say the word "this is a" like not like you don't have to say "this is a date," but like
No,
Okay, it's a date.
So no,
Like,
so
this
there
is
was
a
an under.
date, like,
There
it's
is
a
an under.
date.
If you ask the both of us, like Disneyland was not our first date. Like
It was a pre-date.
It was a
Okay,
pre-date.
that-
She also agrees that it was a pre-date. Do you see how perfect this is?
oh yeah.
sure. But like okay, so then after Disneyland, that's your first date, right?
No,
To
apparently.
to you.
Oh.
No.
Okay.
Oh, I don't
What was
know
our
anymore.
first-
We went on our first date last week. Actually.
No. We've been together
finally
3 years and we
committed.
just went on a
Finally
date.
committed.
Right. We've just been roommates.
Yeah. No, I think our first date was probably okay. So this is the timeline that I remember. We went to Disneyland, and then we had planned to go see Finding Dory the following, like 2 or 3, like maybe like later that week, like on Thursday. I think we went on to Disneyland on a Monday. Planned to see Finding Dory on like a Thursday. But the next day, I had gotten home from work. It was like super hot. My old place didn't have air conditioning, and Henry worked at Hiccups.
Oh hey.
Yeah. So Hiccups is this like milk tea place, and I wouldn't really call it a milk tea place.
It
but
is.
It's like an Asian fusion place that's hip among.
That's got the,
it's like underbelly of boba.
that's a San Diego reference.
I'm making both references right now. But so I asked her if she wanted to go to if she wanted to hang out, and she was like, "I would, but I'm trying to watch the NBA Finals because she's a Warriors fan."
Boo.
And so I was like, okay, let me. And I was like, what if I found somewhere where we could go hang out and watch the game? She's like, good luck. And I called like maybe 3 or 4 places. I called like Buffalo Wild Wings and places like that. They were all like, yeah, no chance.
See, I would argue that's the pre-date.
And then I like texted Henry. I texted Henry because I knew he was working, and I was like, yo, dude, what's Hiccups like right now? He's like, oh, it's good. I'm like, are you guys playing the finals? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, okay. So I picked her up. We went to Hiccups. We watched the finals. Also, Hiccups air conditioning was broken that day.
Oh,
It was just as hot as my apartment. So we were just there like for maybe like 4 or 5 hours though. Like the game ended like 2 hours later. We were still there for like 3 more hours. Henry bought us like multiple drinks that people like forgot about or like didn't want
was
or
the
whatever.
best.
Like we just got multiple drinks.
Thanks, Henry.
And then I think the time we hung out after that was the pre-date. Well, no, it was the real
Wait,
date. Was the
what?
real? No, it was the real first date. Was the real first date?
okay. So
to you,
to you, but did
but
you
not-
use the words "this is a date"?
No,
Or
never.
in some-
No, never. Not until the night that we went on a date, and then I asked her to be my girlfriend.
That was the first date.
See,
That was the first
now,
date.
Now I'm with Charisse. She's right. Like that. Those weren't dates because you didn't say they were dates.
No, they was dates.
Everything besides Disneyland and hiccups was a date.
If you and her are there by
Well, no. So what I'm saying is I can see why Charisse thinks that those were
Yeah.
dates. It's because you never told her that. They
Well,
were
no, I get that.
she's also a Warriors fan. Let's
What does that have
Hey,
to do?
man.
with
It's a little weird already.
Oh, okay. Loud chairs. But yeah. So how did we get on this subject?
You know, I don't.
Well, you were saying that you put Tinder on someone's
Tinder.
phone,
Oh,
and
Tinder.
then you're like, I met
Right,
Charisse, and then
right.
we said she fell out of the sky.
She did fall out of the sky. She may as well have just fallen out
Yeah,
of the
she was Disneyland girl
Dude,
to me. Like,
she didn't even. Okay, you want to know what her Tinder story is? Was that she was in line at Disneyland to meet Baymax, and it was like a really long line, and so her roommate was like, "Oh, download Tinder, it's really fun." And they were, yeah, and she was literally like playing a game,
Huh? Okay. No. Huh.
but she did think I was attractive, so that's still a plus. But she was not on Tinder with the intention of dating anybody.
Well,
It's meant to be. It happens.
Yeah. Anyway, so why don't we move on to the main topic of today?
Oh.
pulls the cards down.
I pulled the cards down because I don't know if we want to talk about Oreos or not.
Are we gonna talk about Oreos?
You want to talk about Oreos?
you want to talk about Oreos right now?
I want to talk about Oreos. I feel like me and Tony are in a specific camp, and that Lawrence and Marc
All right,
are
I
in
need
a
to give a little
different
backstory
camp.
though. So I was in Chan's car a couple weeks ago, and I'm in the back seat, and like people, your car's like pretty clean, but like
Generally, it's like okay. It's
no,
like,
it was pretty cool. But like I looked down, and underneath the driver's seat is a box of golden Oreos. Like
where were we going? We were going to go see
we're going to
Detective
see
Pikachu.
Pikachu. No, so this is like an hour drive to Temecula from San Diego, and yeah, I mean, we're like traffic, so I'm like chilling or like hanging, but like I look down and like.
And you jumped out of the car.
How
dare you.
Can you roll down the window, man? Like, I gotta throw up. No, so like, yeah, it wasn't just like a box of Oreo. Like, whatever, like keep food in your car. That's great, but like golden Oreos, like that's a bright box. You know what I'm saying? And there's still Oreos in there.
Yeah, no, there is. Those Oreos were definitely stale too. They were
I didn't want one.
I didn't care if they were fresh.
I didn't want one. I just wanted to know why you had them
So,
in there.
what's your hang up on golden Oreos, you two?
I don't think they taste good.
That's debatable.
I can respect that point. I can respect
Okay.
that point more than I can respect.
Why is that respectable? Well, that's like an opinion.
Exactly. Everybody has their own
But-
opinion.
But the fact is, this is a
Okay.
fact.
Okay.
Golden Oreos are not Oreos.
Yes, they are.
Why? What defines an Oreo?
I know, there's a reason you got to put the word golden in the front because they got to qualify it. It's like
They're not original. They still are Oreos. Remember when they came out with the Oreos? Those are.
What's
I
it?
do remember
What's an
that.
Oreo?
Wait, do you guys not remember the
I don't know what that is.
I do remember this.
Dude,
I would
I
rather
feel
have
like
those.
you and me watch TV like the same way. Like
Yeah, I just remember those. Yeah.
they were like in a factory and someone like pushed reverse on like the lever or something. Like
Wait, what? So the cream's on the outside or what?
Oh no, it's like imagine a golden Oreo but with like chocolate filling, and they called it an Oreo because someone at the factory
Yeah,
made a
because
mistake.
it was flipped. Yeah, which is still wrong.
No, that's very wrong.
Yeah, that's not.
That's just wrong. That shouldn't exist.
Like why can't golden Oreos be Oreos?
That's not what an Oreo was intended to be. Like
Things evolve, things change, Mark.
that's
Exactly.
fine, but that doesn't. But normal Oreos still exist.
Yeah.
If
I would say there's original Oreos.
yeah, it's just so
So you're not gonna go. What about those Oreos with like the red filling at Christmas time?
wrong. Red velvet, wrong.
Peanut
Wait,
butter.
but the red filling is literally just Oreo filling, just regular, just
But
dyed.
No. But
But you eat with your eyes.
okay, Oreo
yeah.
is not chocolate though. Is the thing. Like there's two different things. Right?
Oreo and chocolate are not the
They're
same.
not the same flavor.
No,
not at all.
Oreo's not chocolate.
But
It's chocolate-y.
it's chocolatey. Yes.
But it's not
It's
chocolate.
not chocolate.
I don't think of a chocolate bar when I eat Oreos.
Right. So like the whole red velvet and Oreo are not synonymous. You know what I'm saying?
You look like you have something to say.
I'm trying to figure out what's going on. It's just like certain things are Oreos, certain things aren't Oreos, and certain things are like what Oreos?
No. So where I stand, I will stand for a while. The original Oreo, as you'd like to call them, or that's the Oreo. Like
That's an
The
Oreo.
Oreo.
Everything else is just like a.
What about off-brand of that same kind?
It's Oreo based.
What?
Oreo
And these ones
inspired.
aren't?
Yeah, wait.
No, those are also Oreo inspired, but I wouldn't call them Oreos.
Inspired.
Yeah, but they're not like, when someone says I want some Oreos, like I want some Oreos.
Yeah,
I
like
want
when someone
the
says I want
blue wrapper.
Oreos, it's the blue package
Yeah.
with just the single stuffing and then
There's a reason they got the little
chocolatey
R,
cookie.
little trademark.
I guess I come from a.
symbol.
I don't know. I think I come from a different perspective because I work at a shelter, so we get a bunch of donated food and we buy a bunch of food. So like I was mentioning before, I'm like we have like a wall of cookies, and so I've had like every different type of Oreo.
There's
So
some
when people
crazy
say
ones
like,
in there.
"Hey, the Oreos," I'd be like, "The Pop Rock Oreos." Okay, is that your favorite type? So that's the one that they grab. So it's not like very traditionally like, "Oh, go get me some Oreos." Like I have to get the blue ones. It's just like I get one that pops out. It's just like that's a good one. You don't want that one? I'll bring up another one because I
right.
have so many options to pick from.
Y'all also, it sounds like Mark is a naysayer, but I mean, you don't know about the birthday cake Oreos.
No, I've seen it. I don't like. Well, I'm not a big fan of birthday cake flavor, so. that's not-
I'm also not a
That's
big
not
fan
me,
of
so-
birthday
Gosh.
cake flavor.
I'm gonna bring a bunch of Oreos and just have you
No,
try
we'll
them
do
all.
the- we'll do the
That-
mukbang. I'm
That'll
down
be
there.
that'll be it. That'll be our next.
I'm gonna find one you like.
After we record Sozin's comment, we can recover by eating
We'll do the
Oreos.
mukbang. I'm down.
Because that's
Oh,
gonna
I
be
wanna-
like a 2-hour episode.
I want to do the that spicy Korean chicken ramen
Ramen?
mukbang.
Dude.
Wait, how's it a mukbang?
Huh?
Is a lot of them?
No,
Kinds?
it's
Or
just
one?
watching us eat. Oh no, there's
very
multiple
slowly.
flavors.
Oh, there's different flavors.
But it's super spicy.
Dude, this is I had them. So funny story. When I was driving Uber, someone gave that to me as a tip.
Wait, the packet?
Acceptable.
And
Hey, dog, thanks for driving me.
dude, I'm not gonna lie.
Some nudes.
I'm not gonna. Stop. That girl was weird. I also don't.
It was a girl. Okay.
I also don't know. Also don't know if like we were doing the podcast back then, and if I told her about it, and if she listens. Either way, that girl was weird, and if you remember me, like I think you were weird. I'm already saying it.
Lost a listener.
Just lost one. But no, so like I ate it, but what I didn't realize was that you're supposed to use less water, and you're also supposed to drain the water
Yes.
before you put the spice in.
Yes.
Didn't do that. That was really bad. It's not quite as bad as Mad Dog, but it was still pretty
You're
bad.
supposed to use less water.
It's supposed to be like it's.
You cook
like
the noodles,
dry-
and then you pour the water out, and then you put the flavor
seasoning
in.
pack. It's
Oh,
like,
it's like
a
a dry-
sauce,
oh, okay,
like dry
okay.
noodle sauce type.
You kept the water in.
I kept the water in, which made it much worse.
Oh.
Like almost, it was
Like taste or like-
it was not edible.
Oh.
Ooh.
Okay.
That's
Well,
weird.
I've had some unedible hot things.
Well, yeah, I'm like thinking about it now. I'm like, because we've all done like hot ones.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
we've all done Mad Dog 357.
Yeah.
Yes.
Your life changes after you eat Mad Dog
Mad Dog was,
357.
I think, the worst for me.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Like, the whole thing. The whole,
Yes,
yeah.
yes,
It was
yes.
not good.
I also think that the placement of it made it worse.
Well, because okay, so we
Because
didn't
it has to come after Da Bomb.
we didn't have the bomb.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
I'm sorry.
So there's just a
No. I'm not sorry. I didn't want the bomb.
But you owe it to yourself to hit the bomb, though.
You gotta hit Da Bomb, Mad Dog, and The Last Dab.
Yeah.
In succession.
We couldn't get some of them. We couldn't get in time for the party.
Yeah.
So
Where's the bomb? Where's our bomb?
It's at my house.
We got some the bomb. If y'all want
Well-
Y'all want to try it on the next podcast?
Well, for whoever doesn't know what we're talking about, Hot Ones is this show on YouTube where they like try different hot wings at various different like intensities of heat, and they have celebrities on there, and we've kind of replicated that and bought the sauces at different times and tried it ourselves, and it was very painful and horrifying.
dude, we cried.
I cried.
Oh, I definitely cried a little bit. Yeah.
I was yelling.
Oh,
Like,
Mark, there's footage.
I wish you were at my party.
I'm trying to get the footage from someone, but the person who has the footage is holding it hostage. But there's literally clips
Jay.
of Mark screaming LeBron James.
I was screaming for like 10 minutes.
Like I put my head in the freezer and
Dude, yeah, no, people were doing that at my party.
I opened the freezer and I was just like, oh god, like
Dude.
this
Sharice
hurts.
Sharice poured herself like a cup of milk, and then I like literally like took it from her and like started drinking it.
Milk didn't help. Like,
She got herself some ice cream. I like took that from her and started eating it. Like she was like, "Stop taking things from me," and I'm like, "I'm sorry, it's primal instincts at this point."
no, you went into full instinct mode.
Yeah.
Like survive.
Well,
Liz, did you do it?
She did up to 6 or 7, right before the bomb.
Right before the bomb. Okay.
Dude, that was horrifying. Like at the very end, like I was just shoveling ice cream. I'm like, as long as I keep eating ice
Cold
cream,
things, cold.
I'm okay. But
Sweet
I
things.
felt so like just bloated and full because since up to that
You had
point we
10
had
wings, yeah.
wings. I had water. I had juice. I think we had cake at that point. So I was just like, I feel stuffed, but I'm like shoveling ice cream and just like, I don't feel good. But if I stop, I feel the pain. So I was like, I can't even take the 10 minutes that I need just to chill out and like
No, because you're not
recuperate.
chill.
Like,
Well, 2 of the guys in our group, they were literally putting, because they had read somewhere on the internet that soap stops the capsaicin. So they were putting dish soap like in their mouth and
soap.
rinsing their
Oh my
mouth
God.
with dish soap and spitting it out.
Did it
I
work?
did not do that.
Did they say it worked?
Well, it didn't look
dude,
like it.
Nothing worked.
No, up to the point where you get to like one before. I guess for us it was one before Mad Dog, and then like the bomb and stuff like that. Once you get to that point, like nothing works.
No,
Like you just
No,
have to you
yeah.
just have to go through it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah. Well, and maybe it's because of the hot sauce selection we picked, but like when we went from I think wing 7 to the bomb, the jump was not the same. Like 1 through 7 was like
Right, yeah, it's like
incrementally,
gradual,
like,
and then
nice.
you go from like 50,000, 75,000 to like 357,000.
and it was like it like doubled, tripled
dude,
in
I
one
had super
sauce.
reflexes. I don't know how that happened, but we had the last one. I had super reflexes. Like we ate it and I felt it, and I threw the fork in the air, and then like I was walking away. I have a video of it. I'll show you guys after. And it's about to go into the bowl of wings, and I just catch it with my fingers, and I keep walking away.
Oh, that being said, like the buzz from the heat made me very aware of everything,
Yeah.
but also very aware of my own pain.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. We had a friend there, Calvin. I think you guys have met Calvin once. He was at last year's 4th of July, at least. He doesn't tolerate spicy at all. He does now a
God,
little bit
yeah.
more, but he went all the way up to Mad Dog, and on the first wing, which was only like 600,
right.
like he was already sweating.
Yeah, he was like red, and he was like,
Dude, he looked like he came out the
sweating.
swimming pool.
Yeah.
Like, legit.
I was like, whoa, like we just started. Like, did you grab the wrong one?
Like, this is not
Or-
supposed to be hot. No, that's we had Sheila in our group, and for the listeners, we have this friend Sheila who is also a big Avatar fan. But she like her as long as we've known her said like I can't do spicy food.
Yeah.
Like even the mildest, just where it's just pepper, like I was like, oh, that's too spicy for me.
Yeah.
She went all the way to the last dab.
Wow.
Wow.
She finished it.
You still have Last Dab at your house too, don't you?
Yes. I actually think last dab tastes good.
A lot of people say that.
hope
Like people
so.
say it's like super hot, but it actually tastes good,
good
so it's like
flavor, yeah.
bearable. You know, like when it's hot
When
to
you
just
d-
be.
when you actually put a little bit on your food.
Yeah, no,
nice.
like Mad Dog, like that.
Well, that just
it's
doesn't taste good.
it,
Yeah,
it tastes like
just-
booty.
it hurts.
That was
And
designed
it's
to taste
like,
bad.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you know which one we did? Like it was like halfway through. It was called like Dirty Dicks or something like
I just
that.
had that. I looked at that one.
That one's really good. That was like the best one we had.
I liked.
It's like a hint of pineapple in it.
The fruit.
Yeah.
We had the blueberry one.
the
right?
blueberry ghost
Blueberry,
pepper one.
what?
Yeah.
Ghost pepper.
That sounds good.
That was pretty
The Howler Monkey, I had.
I like the Howler.
I like the Howler Monkey. Yeah.
I was like half and half on the Howler Monkey.
But that's like an arcade hot one.
right. That's
like, hot
classic
one.
Yeah.
buffalo sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a straight out the Fuddruckers.
That's the local pizza spot by
Yeah.
your house. Makes wings.
Yeah.
It's that taste.
I like
the
that one a
classic
lot.
hot wings taste.
All right. I want to do one of these at least. One of these.
Let's do that and call it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll do one of these and we'll call it. Well, hold on. I'm actually looking at this one and I'm like, I think we all agree on that.
Well, you got to tell them what we're doing.
Yeah. There's like these cards from this game that I have, but we're not playing the game. We're just gonna like, it's just to argue because
It's just
For
to
another
argue.
hour.
I like arguing with Mark about stuff. Like I think it's like fun.
That's why I take the videos and I'm not on here.
So we're just gonna pull up a card and it's got like two stances and we're all gonna take a stance on it. All right.
Nay.
Is it like a debate thing?
Yeah.
So like I don't have to necessarily believe in it. I can just debate it.
Well,
Theoretically.
it'd be weird if
Theoretically.
Dude, wait, how did I grab like 3 of them that I've already read? Which is crazy to me, which I also talked about.
Where's the box?
I don't want to get too political.
You want like a fresh one?
Oh, yeah. Oh, the box is over here. I can go get it.
Or
Liz?
our in-house studio audience will bring it to us.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll open it. Oh, that's not.
That's not how that works.
That's not what I want to do. The only one that was like actually a fun argument there, but I don't want to get political, was about a 5-year-old being able to run the country, yes or no. And
That was kind of funny though.
yeah, but
Like, it
like
could get political.
I just have like a lot of political feelings right now, and I don't.
Okay, that's not wrong podcast. Other podcast.
Different podcast. All right,
There are people already doing that.
Yeah.
oh, dude. How did I literally like read all these? Okay, what?
you
I
own
literally
it, dude.
read all of these.
Shuffle it.
You own the game.
No.
Of course
Here we
you
go.
read
No. Okay. All right. This one looks fun. I didn't read it all the way. Which skill looks more useful? Being able to touch your tongue to your elbow, or being able to lift your leg behind your head? Which skill is more useful? That's actually like an easy answer.
Is
I
it?
feel like. It is.
Is it?
Okay, if it's easy, we would all have the same answer, right?
Wait.
Yeah,
can
we
you-
should.
Can you
Let's
read them
find
again?
out.
Can you read them again?
Which skill is more useful? Being able to touch your tongue to your elbow, or being able to lift your leg behind your head?
Okay, so A or B.
A or
Okay,
B.
Let's see first if we have the same answer. All right. 3.
1, 2,
Okay.
3. B.
Hey,
What, Mark?
I think I panicked though.
Wait, which one do you agree with or believe in?
The tongue?
Okay, my gut was A, but B makes. No, if I'm thinking about it, if I was gonna make an argument, I would argue B.
Well, B is the logical answer.
Yeah.
Like you can do. I feel like there's more applications to putting your leg behind your head
Then touching
than touching your tongue to your elbow.
Well, yeah.
Like what you accidentally like put your elbow in like a cake and you like need to get it off without
Yeah.
like touching
Well,
it.
I'm thinking like
Or like win multiple bets?
Well, you can win multiple bets with the tongue thing.
That's what I'm saying. Like with
Oh.
the tongue thing, like
Right.
everyone's like, "Oh, that's impossible." Psh,
Right.
$20. Like,
Yeah. No, yeah, you're right. The B would be the one I would have more argument
All right,
about.
that was less fun than I thought it was, so we're gonna do another one. Is there a point to making your bed? Oh, I'm ready for this one. Is there a point to making your bed?
Oh, is this a yes or no?
That's a yes or no.
Oh,
That one's easy.
3, 2, 1.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
I was like 54 yes, 46 no. So I understand where you're coming from, but I'll go to the no side just to like make it more interesting.
I say yes.
Yeah, me too.
Well, so okay, I don't have a problem with people making their bed. I don't think it's wrong by any means. But for me, I'm like, I'm just gonna get back in that in
I
bed.
definitely
Like,
skipped it.
I'm just gonna get back in bed. Who's looking at my bed? Just me. Like,
Okay, all right, I get.
I'm not bringing people in. Like, okay, if I was selling a home and I was dressing up a home, like, which I'm not, but yeah, I would make the bed look really nice. You know, put a shitload of pillows on it, make it look pretty, right? Or if I have a guest staying over, of course I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make the bed. I'm gonna make the bed and make it look neat.
I'm gonna make the
pretty
bed for
them.
another person.
For me personally, because I know I'm just gonna get back in that bed
Yes.
and mess
Yes.
it up. I personally, for me, don't see the point.
I'm fuming. That's why.
Oh my! I'm not even saying you're wrong.
Okay, you want to go, Tony?
Yes, because there's 2 points in 2 different directions you can take that. Because, like you said, like you're the only one that's seeing it. From different perspectives, we're essentially me and Chan have like partners that are seeing that or sleeping with us there. That like, so I can see as. Oh, sorry, 3 of us actually.
No, that's not even what I was laughing
sorry,
at.
it's because you mentioned it. That we're making the beds for, but for me, I like to do the bed as often as I possibly can because there's a Navy SEAL that said like when you wake up in the morning to complete small tasks and see yourself.
I've seen that exact post.
Yeah, exactly.
Or quote, whatever.
Yeah. So
or
for me,
wherever that's from.
It's starting your day off completing a task. So just doing the bed, something so simple, even for me, like
Isn't that what brushing your teeth accomplishes?
Yeah, of course. But that's why like I make
Right.
well, that's just but it's some like brushing your teeth, you do that for yourself, but also for like, you know,
It's a task.
Yeah, of course.
Dude, I'm gonna say it. There's some people out there who don't brush their teeth.
I'm saying like if in that perspective, it would be like something that you don't do now, starting to do it. If you already brush your teeth, that's not essentially a new task that you're saying that you're kind of looking at. But even myself, like I was saying, I make a list. Like I will put every little task that I do throughout the day on that list. So I won't just put like doing laundry. I'll put like, you know, washing my clothes, drying my clothes, folding my clothes, and putting it away, so that I feel like I accomplished more. So
That
for me,
spectrum of grade checking over
yeah.
here again.
See,
So for me, I like to feel like I accomplished more. So that's why when doing my bed, something so simple, but it's a task that I can visibly see and notice, and somebody else that lives with me also notices that.
Right, and I can get behind all of that. My brain just doesn't think that way
Yeah.
when it comes to checking off things that I've done for the day. Like, because I also brew my coffee by hand every morning. That's the first thing I do.
Mm-hmm.
I like boil the water. I grind the beans. I measure everything. Like that's a task that if we're talking pure tasks form.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Like I'm not the like Keurig guy. Press the button and go. Like I'm standing there over the coffee thing for like 5 to 10 minutes, depending on how long the water takes to boil.
If there was anything, mine would be like ironing shirts, but I do everything I can to avoid that too. So.
Same.
Yeah.
Like I enjoy ironing, but if it's in the morning and I'm about to go to work, I'm like always looking for the shirt that's like the least wrinkled and just throw that on.
Okay, well, I feel like if we'll go to that, like, kind of like clothes, like, I feel like you can connect, like, making your bed to, like, you be wearing the same shirt without washing it. You know, like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, like,
Sort of.
Just take the morality out of it. Just, like,
Yeah.
make it more, like, practical.
Yeah.
Or, like, if you're, like, using, like, a bowl to eat, that's as if you ate your food out of the bowl and just put it in the sink. And then, like,
Okay, well,
you came back, you just pulled it out.
do you wash a glass that only had water in it?
I do, yeah.
I do.
Yeah, actually.
Wait, why?
You used it.
Your lips touched it.
It was literally just water.
But you used it.
You used it.
But it's my glass.
Well, it's the same thing with the bed, though. It's like, yeah, I slept in
Okay,
it.
so-
But no one else is gonna see it. But like,
My argument for the bed, because I was pretty like split between it, and I'm going to the no side to make it more interesting. But like, I personally don't make my bed most of the time. Me and Sharice both don't make the bed most of the time.
Sure.
The only thing that I say about the bed is like, it's like if it is made, like it's usually like a little bit more comfortable when you get in. There's a little less work getting comfortable in the bed if the bed is made. But that is for me the only advantage.
so is the game not great enough for you to feel like it's worth it?
No, like we do make the bed sometimes, and I will make the bed like sometimes, but it's not like a daily thing.
Right, which is fair.
And it's like,
I don't
and
agree
it's
with
like
that.
if I'm gonna, in like what Lawrence said, if I'm just gonna get back in the bed,
See, the weird part for me is I agree with you guys. For you
I also
guys.
agree with you guys, though.
Like,
I definitely
this is
see your
like a bad topic
perspective.
to argue about because there's like it's not a yes or no wrong.
No, it's
Or
totally
right.
like where
it's
you're at,
it's
yeah.
just like where you're at, and I'm like if you need to be the kind of person where you have to check off like small things,
Yeah.
that's great. Like I totally support that, and you know people should do that, but I don't need to do that. Like for me,
I feel like a grimy person now because all those examples that you gave, like
you know,
using the bowl that you already ate out of, like using the glass, like
it's
wearing the
different,
same
but
shirt.
is it different?
but then
though?
would you change your sheets every single night?
I mean, like,
Because if you're gonna wash your glass every single night, would you change your sheets every single night? And then you could say that about your mattress, because like your mattress is collecting your dirty.
well, you can flip
particles.
it the other way
Like,
though. You wash your bowl every time. Why don't you make your bed?
Right. I'm saying that argument goes both. That argument goes both
Yeah,
but
ways.
like it depends on how long
That's a circular argument.
Like-
It depends how long.
for the bowl, right? Like
That's it. Though.
yeah, like if I ate out of that bowl like this morning and I like rinsed it out like after I ate.
Wait,
like,
did you use soap though?
No.
I'll see. I ain't there though.
Okay. Like let's
See,
say.
I will still wash it. With soap.
Okay. Let's say like I ate a bowl of like cereal,
Cool.
right?
Okay.
I rinsed it out. There is no residue of milk at all. I come home and I want to eat cereal. I'm gonna eat cereal out of that same bowl. But if it's the next day, I'll probably just get a new bowl.
Huh. Okay.
I wash it with soap water. Put it
Yeah.
in the.
But then
rack.
that's just washing the bowl. Like that. Then
yeah, I'm
that's
washing the bowl.
I think I have done that, but not often enough to be like, yes.
no. That's like a thing.
That's not anything.
No,
for me.
yeah. I mean, it's like, I'll just watch it, dude.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, that's cool, but like,
Right, I don't have a
You do
problem
you,
with it.
but
Yeah.
no.
You have all eaten off of the clean dishes in my house whenever you've come over, just so you know.
I hope
That's-
so.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I normally just cup it, just in case.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna just start pulling it out.
Yeah, like so. Yeah, there's no right or wrong answer. That's a weird question to try to debate.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, that's that whole game, though, right?
I feel like there is no right or wrong answer in that entire game.
Right.
I feel like there's greater divides though that we can probably find for another
Right,
episode.
like our golden Oreos, yes.
I actually
yeah, yeah, they are, of course.
can we extend this episode? I have a question.
Yes.
No,
This
we
is
can't extend this
wondering-
episode.
It's something I've wondered for a long time.
Okay.
If you beat eggs in a mug and then microwave it, and you
I already
take it
have
out of the
thoughts.
microwave every 10 seconds, 10 to 15 seconds, and
Whisk
beat
it?
it and whisk it some
Yeah.
more until it turns into. Does that become scrambled eggs?
First off,
Is that scrambled eggs?
That's awfully specific.
yeah. Wait,
this
wait,
morning.
wait,
No,
wait.
I did not just.
Wait.
You guys are gonna keep me for forever.
I know what my answer is.
First off, that's a wrong way to cook eggs. Just in the first place,
No,
like
right.
you shouldn't do that
all
ever.
right, then I have my answer.
Well, no,
I
if you
think
take
that's more
right and
effort.
wrong- right. If you take right and wrong out of it, though, yes, it becomes scrambled eggs.
Okay, yeah.
yes.
Yes.
I
They're not
You're
like the
cooking
scrambled eggs
it.
out
There's
eat it.
heat that is scrambling. You're
See,
adding curds as you.
I understand that, but that's like asking like is like the square egg that you get at McDonald's on your like McGriddle, is that like scrambled eggs? It's the same kind of
No,
thing.
I
That's an
wouldn't
omelet.
say that. Yeah.
That's omelet.
That's an
right?
omelet to me.
Does an omelet have to have stuff in it to be an omelet?
No.
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 French omelet is just egg.
It's the preparation. Yeah.
It's the
okay.
presentation.
Well, is an omelet just essentially scrambled egg?
No.
No.
Scrambled eggs is
Scrambled.
a broken omelet. Is the way
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So therefore, then out of all of that information, then yes, it becomes scrambled eggs.
Yeah, I okay, yeah, I have to agree.
Okay.
It's not right or wrong. It's wrong.
I don't understand. Like
Process is
I've seen
not
people
right.
like cook. I've done it once, and I was like, this is disgusting. I'm never doing it again. It doesn't taste good.
No. No. Not,
That was not my. that
Even
was
if
not
you
my
put
question.
cheese in it, like it still doesn't taste good.
no, it's. No.
All right, I'm a no on it.
All right.
You're a no. Wait, why is it not
Oh, it's
scrambled
not
eggs?
scrambled eggs.
Oh no, it is scrambled eggs, but no, I don't want to. That
Do
should,
it.
That
though.
should
Like,
not
you-
exist.
You don't
Oh, okay. I know people who've done it where they like do that. They cut it out and they like cut them into like little patties, and then they make like breakfast sandwiches and like freeze them.
Oh.
With the microwave, or you mean they make scrambled eggs and then they
They make
freeze them?
scrambled eggs in a mug. They make quote unquote scrambled eggs in a mug,
So it has the shape.
and then they like cut it out of the mug, and then they like cut it into like little patties. And they'll put them on top of like little sausage patties and biscuits and freeze them to make like
meal prep
Millennials.
frozen breakfast sandwiches.
Yes.
I've done the frozen breakfast sandwich thing before.
I've done breakfast burritos.
Same.
I've also done breakfast burritos.
What do you meal prep for breakfast, Tony?
ice cream.
Hey.
I ate Halo Top ice cream for breakfast.
We're about to get into a topic that I'm very passionate about what is breakfast, and I don't think we're ready for that
No.
right now.
we
so.
should say
Oh,
that.
that'd be a whole other.
That's
episode.
a whole nother.
That's another
What is
podcast.
breakfast?
I'm supposed to sleep in 12 minutes.
Oh shoot! All right.
He's just gonna knock. He's gonna knock it out. Right?
Thanks everybody for tuning into the Arrow. We really appreciate you. Go follow us on Instagram and Twitter at the ArrowPod. My name's Chandler,
My name's Tony.
My name is Lawrence.
My name is Mark.
and we will catch you all next time. Bye.
Bye.